Hello again, finally. At long last, I have finally obtained a non-trial version of the software I needed to produce more of these videos. During my YouTube hiatus, I started tutoring people on how to use Excel via one-on-one chat and screen sharing. And I have also since created an account with Fiverr where people can actually hire me to help them with their Excel challenges for as low as $5 an assignment. And as an added benefit, some of your inquiries might actually make it onto one of these videos where I can further explain how I created what I did and also how can you use it for whatever purposes you explain in your description. Of course, whenever I do that, I'll make sure to keep the data actually mock versus the actual thing. Now, this is actually an example of one of those videos for a project I did for a teacher I know. And being engaged to a teacher, I actually have firsthand knowledge on how complicated this critical aspect can be. So I tried to make things as easy as possible for them. And according to my reviews, which aren't many as of yet, I have been fairly successful in doing so, and I'm glad. So let's actually get into it. So like I said, this is a grade book I designed in Excel for a teacher, and I'll just show you. It has basically three tabs, three parts, and the two that the teacher should actually care about are only the last two, which are enter grades and grade summary. In enter grades, this is actually your grade book. This is where all grades get entered. And again, this is all fictionalized data that I've made up, basically. And what you have, of course, the student name, the grade level, the quarter, which produces the semester, either one or two. And then one of the major causes for teacher stress is the fact that gone are the days where a single assignment receives a single grade. Now, at least for elementary school, teachers are required to track a student's performance on multiple criteria levels per assignment, or sometimes at least. So you have to include not just the assignment name, but what aspect are you analyzing or grading for this particular assignment. So it can make a small classroom require a lot of grades. This is the main area where I try to produce as much efficiency as possible. But I'll get into that more in a little bit. After that, you have assignment name, which is all made up, points possible made up, points earned, percentage, which is of course earned over possible, which gives you a grade if they scored with a 5.9 out of 10. That's 59%, that's an F. If they do a 6, that's a P, which is pass. So there's no D's in my grading system. And as long as they get a P, 60%, then they don't fail in this column. And then I also included notes and comments just in case the teacher needs to make one for a particular row, but you really can't use this for the next part, which is the summary tab. And this is where the teacher can go in and break out the students' performances on the multiple criteria. So here in my table so far, I had two students fictionalized, Bob and Tim. Bob is only in quarter one, and he's only in language arts right now. So he only has a language arts assignment, and we know it's only one because the count assignment name says one. The points earned, 4 for that assignment, but that assignment was worth 10, so he earned 40%. And since this is the only assignment he has, that carries on for the quarter and for just Bob as a student. Tim, on the other hand, has been with us for 3 quarters, and he's in all 4 categories, I think, mathematics, science, social studies. So he doesn't have a language arts, so he's only in 3. But you see science repeats because he has a science grade, at least one, for 2 different quarters. And you see his count, so he has 3 assignments for quarter 4 and 1 for the other quarters, 2 for social studies. You have the total points earned out of the total points possible, which gives you the percentage, the weighted percentage, I should say. So I'm not just averaging the percentages that are in this table. I'm actually going ahead and summing all, so you get a weighted average or a weighted grade, which is better in case you have assignments that are, if all assignments aren't all equally weighed, then you get into trouble. And then as you can see, you have the total percentage for the student, for the quarter for the student, and for the actual subject. And we can break this out more. Say we want not just the subject at large, but the subject medium. So we have language arts, reading and literature, or social studies has American history and world history. So you just keep breaking it down, and each time we still maintain our level of granularity. So it's all up to the teacher what she wants to see. So now how I went, this was the biggest part, trying to come up with efficiencies for the teacher. And what you have is the subject large, which is only 4 different categories: language arts, mathematics, science, social studies. And then each one of these large subjects has sub-subjects, which I refer to as subject medium, subject M, which has multiple levels, as I'll show. And each one of these potentially has even finer detail. So medium will repeat, subject detail will not. And as for identifying all of these, what the school system actually has for many of these is an actual code which identifies this 3-level criteria. So you can index each one of these rows, but they didn't have it for all of them, as you'll see. And that's what this table is. It's the index for those 4 columns here. You have the subject large, the subject medium, and the subject detail for all 4 subjects. So this is all language arts, and this is all reading literature, and these are all distinct. And then I just have a code for these 4, or each one. But I did have to create distinct codes for some of them that didn't already have codes, which I just took the first 3 letters of each one of these levels, and that seemed to work. And so when the teacher goes in to enter a grade, we'll give Bob another assignment in grade level 5 and quarter 1 and semester already calculated. We'll say it's also for language arts. And if it's for language arts, this should only pull the codes for language arts, specific codes. It might have some issues with it, but let's just select one of these at random. And as you can see, I have a VLOOKUP, so it pulls the right medium and subject detail, so the teacher doesn't have to enter as soon as she provides this, which becomes possible when she provides one of the 4 answers for this column. And so that's pretty cool. We'll give it a random name, test 6. This is going to be worth 10 points. Points earned, 8. And everything is calculated. I'm not going to include any, and there you go again. And now Bob has 2 assignments. Making sure we refresh. Okay, so that's my grade book. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye.